goodness, that is pretty full coverage. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Karen, aka cakedbybabyk, and welcome back to my channel. I have a very exciting launch. We're gonna be talking about all things REM Beauty chapter 4. I think out of all the chapters that she has released, this has got to be the one that I'm most excited for. There's just something about complexion products that just get me going. These products were gifted to me, but of course it does not sway my review. If anything, it makes me more critical of the products. We're going to be going over all the details. We're gonna do some swatches, some wear tests, so let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with some tools, we have the dreamcloud blender. This is $15. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. A little bit harder than other sponges that I've tried, and to be honest, I'm a little bit weary about this shape because I feel like it's hard to kind of stick in the corners of the eye. Like I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm not gonna knock it until I try it. This is what it looks like when it's dry, and this is what it looks like when it's wet. Happy to report that it's a lot softer. I'm obsessed with finding a good makeup sponge, so I'm super excited to be testing this out. Next, we have the Satin Sheets blotting papers. These retail for $15. It comes in this nice little pouch, and the blotting papers are inside. I am an oily gal, so you best believe we will be testing these out today. They blot excess oil, reduce shine, and help purify pores with detoxifying charcoal. I don't think I've ever seen black blotting papers before, so that's a nice touch to kind of help differentiate from all the other blotting papers out there. Then we have the Lunar Magic blurring primer. This one is 30 doll hairs, which I don't know, Rem. Miss Grande, you're kind of pushing it here, but because it has such a high price tag, I have high expectations, so I'm really excited to test this out. So the tea on this primer is that it blurs the look of pores, it lasts up to 8 hours, and it also uses the same ingredients and technology as the under eye balm from chapter 3, which I know people were obsessed with. I, however, didn't love it as much, so I'm really curious to see if I like this primer. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, these are the sweetener concealers. I'm sure you guys have heard all about these by now. It comes in a whopping 60 shades, which I just have to give Miss Grande her flowers because that is amazing. Miss Ariana said diversity. The sweetener concealer retails for $24. It has a soft matte finish and a buildable coverage. This product is also infused with skincare, so it has hyaluronic acid for hydration and ashwagandha, which is known to help with environmental stressors. Now, I need to do more research on this because I'm not sure how true these claims really are, but I take ashwagandha like in gummy form to help with my cortisol levels and to help with stress. So I know that there's science behind people ingesting it. However, I've never seen it be used in a topical capacity. So I'm really interested to see how this sets the concealer apart from other concealers that I have had. I think REM Beauty is the first brand that I've seen to ever utilize ashwagandha in their products. I know they did it last chapter with the lip oils. I definitely need to do more research on ashwagandha being in skincare and makeup products. So I'm not gonna knock it until I try it. Now let's get into the fun part. Let's start applying. I'm going to start with the primer and apply it all over my face. I only have my skincare on right now. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you have a better view. This has a very thick consistency. Once you start blending it out, it feels very similar to the under eye balm. It does have a slightly, very slightly mattifying appearance. I feel like the camera barely picks it up. I'm just working it in an upwards motion to kind of fill in my pores because I have really big pores on this area of my face. We're definitely going to apply it in the T-zone because that is where most of my oils come out to play. And I want to see how it holds up throughout the day. This does not have a scent, which A+. Overall, it feels very nice on the skin. It has somewhat of a cooling effect. I do find it to be hydrating as well, but it's not as hydrating as other primers that I've tried. It feels like a hybrid of those old school 2015, 2016 dimethicone pore filling primers and something more hydrating, which I love a good combo. I can honestly say I've never tried a primer quite like it in terms of consistency, so they're setting themselves apart. All right, now let's get into the concealers. I'm so excited. I got the shades medium 1W and medium 3W. All the concealers come with a little spatula, which I think is great for keeping the pot clean and bacteria free. Knowing me, I'm lazy though, and I'm barely gonna use this. A very, very slight difference, but you can tell that this one's just a tad bit lighter. Here is a swatch all blended out, and oh my goodness, that is pretty full coverage. All right, so the areas that I want to target are, of course, my under eye bags and this little blemish that's not welcome on my face. So let's get to blending. Oh my. This is insane. Oh, now I do wish I had gotten like one with a more peachy undertone to kind of correct my under eye bags. Ma'am, I am truly blown away by the coverage of this concealer. By the way, I'm using medium 3W. Let's try and do this spot right here. That is so brightening. I do think this is just a tad too light for my face, so let's dip into the black shade and just do a little mixy mix. We're gonna take like the tiniest amount. Fear. I don't know about this. I really don't know about this. Yeah, okay. As I suspected, she's looking grayish. I feel like it's very hard to include a pure black shade with the intent for people to use it as a mixer to deepen their concealers, because it's just gonna throw off the undertones of the original shade. You can tell now this is pulling more gray because we mixed it with a warmer colored concealer. But what we are gonna do is just still apply the regular shade underneath, and we're gonna try out the sponge. All right, she's looking cute, but as you can tell, it's a little bit less of a coverage than this side where I applied with my fingers. Because of course, as we know, when you apply with a sponge, the sponge is bound to absorb some of the product. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. It's getting a little patchy, I fear. Just gonna go in with a little bit more of the finger action. As I suspected, this sponge is not the best shape. I really prefer something that just has more of a point so it's easier to get into those hard to reach places. I think it's better on the forehead, but it just shows that this sponge is a little bit more difficult to use in those hard to reach places like the under eye. All right, I'm actually going to apply some foundation off camera because as much as I would like to use this on my whole face, it's too light for me and I don't want to be looking like a ghost. So I will be right back. We are back with the majority of our complexion applied, and while I was working on my face, I did notice some uneven patchiness on this side of my eye. You can't really tell from this camera right here, but I'm gonna insert some iPhone footage. Now, even though I have an oily T-zone, my under eyes do get a little bit dry, so if you are a drier gal, I would be wary using this product. I would do a lot of skin prep before, just to make sure that this product isn't catching onto your dry patches. But other than that, she's looking cute. I'm gonna apply some to my chin because that is the ultimate test of whether or not a concealer can last on me. I am gonna do some powder to lock everything in, but I'm not gonna do a huge amount because I don't wanna exacerbate the patchiness underneath my eyes. I'm a person that has to set at least the T-zone down. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just lightly pressing the powder underneath the eyes because if I don't, then my mascara smudges. Okay, yay, powder is on. It doesn't look like it made anything worse, so that is a plus. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup off camera and I will be right back. We are back with the full face. I'm actually gonna wear this makeup to a baby shower and for the rest of the day to do our wear tests. It is almost 11 a.m. right now, so we're gonna be checking in throughout the day. All right, you guys, I am back. It is just a little bit past 5:30, so this has been on for over 6 hours. Let's zoom in. I am definitely oily, but I am pretty impressed with how well this has held up, especially on my chin. Like I said earlier, I went to a baby shower and this occasion was outside. It is hot today. It's like over 90 degrees. I think it's like 95 degrees today. I was sweating up a storm, so I'm really impressed at how well this makeup has held up. The forehead area also looks really nice. I have a really bad tendency to like raise my eyebrows a lot, and a lot of the times that results in creasing of my concealer and foundation on the forehead, but I'm not seeing anything of the sort. Let's test out the blotting papers. Oh my God. This is what the paper is looking like. You can see my makeup a little bit on the paper, but overall, I'm really impressed at how well it didn't disrupt my makeup. All right, like I said, it's a little bit after 5:30, and I actually have one more party to go to today, so we're gonna be wearing this for even longer. I will check in with you guys at the end of the night. Let's zoom in. Here is what it is looking like, and I also cooked dinner in a very hot house. My oven was on, the stove was going, I was sweating. I think I'm most impressed with this chin area right here because there are so many concealers in my collection that just break up right here. Number one, because I'm oily, and number two, because, you know, I'm eating food touches my chin, kind of. You guys catch my drift. My forehead still looks good. Y'all, I'm about to use this every day. Every day. I also have not touched up with powder or used a blotting sheet since the previous check-in, so this is just what it's looking like. This is almost 11 hours of wear time. Go get this concealer. I also usually have a ton of creasing in this smile line right here, but it's very, very minimal, which leaves me to believe that this primer is doing the damn thing. As an oily gal, this felt very nice on my skin, and it didn't make me more oily because there are some primers that do that. I'm definitely going to keep using this with other foundations, but so far, I really like it. Makes me feel better about the $30 price tag. Let's talk about the sponge. I really wanted to like this. I do like how soft it gets and how it expands when it gets wet, but the shape just isn't doing it for me. Overall, I would pass on this one. Now, the blotting papers I actually really like. However, I don't really have anything else to compare it to. I haven't used blotting papers in a hot sec. Overall, I like them. They get the job done and they don't disrupt your makeup. The concealers, I'm here for the concealers. As you could tell by the wear test, I was a little bit iffy on them at first, but they really pulled through. This is a definite yes for me. Not to mention the shade range is incredible. However, I would pass on Fair 1 and Rich 10 if you are wanting to either lighten or deepen your concealer. I just think that these mess up the undertones of the existing product, so because of that, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. But overall, I am very impressed with this chapter, and this is my favorite launch yet from REM Beauty, so I'm super excited to see what she continues to do in the future because I know she's gonna bring out a foundation soon. I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. Christmas is all around me, and you guys need to try these. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys will be purchasing this and trying it out, or if you've already tried it out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.